Hello guys, welcome back once again to my channel, and today we are going to be talking about a Nigerian migrant of 32 years old who is living in Italy. And this guy is said to be depressed according to some news articles online. They say that this guy came into the country, seek asylum, but his asylum request was rejected after some time, so therefore he became frustrated and he started living a wayward life. According to the news and articles, they say that he was living in the street, and he has been disturbing the peace of the people in that area. And this news happened, they said this thing happened in the city of Padova in Italy. Okay, those of you who lives in Italy, I don't know, in case you come across this video, please put it down in the comment and tell us your own part of the story, whether it is different from what we have on the articles flying online. According to what happened, they say that this guy was dragging an axe when he was disturbing the whole area. So the police came to calm him down, but he wasn't, adhering to the instructions. And then they used this taser, taser that is supposed to calm him down, give him pain so that he could, calm down and stop the threat he was giving to the public on that very day around 4 p.m. in the evening. But that did not help. They used pepper spray. That didn't stop him. So, and then he was charging at the policemen who intervened in this very case. He was charging at them with an axe, so they had to shoot him. They shot him in the leg. Thank God they didn't shoot him elsewhere or at the chest or heart or the stomach. Those places could be more dangerous and could, cause instant death. We also had a similar incident in Verona the other time when a policeman shot one immigrant who was in a similar situation. I think that guy is from, is he Mali? Yeah, I think so. That caused a lot of protest in Italy. Okay, you guys remember that. Okay, so it was something similar to that, but thank God this guy wasn't shot at the dangerous places, or what will I put it? How will I put it? More important places, yeah, to take it like that. So it was at the leg that he received the shot. So he was now taken to the hospital and he's currently receiving treatment. Let's quickly take a look at the article and I'll play you the video of what happened there so you see for yourself. Now, in Padova, the guy attacks two policemen armed with an axe. One shoots and wounds him in the leg. Okay, so he was charging at them, and in self-defense, they shot him to stop him. Now, grabbing an axe, he threw himself at two policemen. One, to stop him, shot him in the legs at the Abba today. That was on the 16th of December in Via Trieste in Padova. A 32-year-old Nigerian was arrested for the crime of attempted murder against two officers. The man, who also had two knives with him, first lashed out at one of the policemen, who managed to take cover behind the service car. He then also tried to hit the second officer, who, after having ordered the stop several times, drew the gun and fired, hitting the attacker in the leg. Okay? On other newspapers, listen also, because you know that when incidents happen, others will report a different thing and others will also, kind of bring a different part of the news. Now, on other newspapers, it was 4 o'clock yesterday when the silence of the night between Via Trieste and Via Nancy in Padua, that is Padova, was broken by the metallic clang of the axe that grazed the sidewalk and by the heavy steps of a 32-year-old Nigerian who shouted disconnected phrases, dragging with him the weapon worthy of a horror movie. Now, one thing about Italy is that when people go mental, somehow, let me put it that way, in some cities, the authorities does not care about it, and it becomes a threat. You know, it becomes a very serious threat. This guy does not have document, and according to people, they say that this thing is what led him to depression. He doesn't have document, and if you don't have documents abroad, you are not living, because you can't do anything without this document. You can't do nothing abroad. So that's how it has been programmed. Now, it happened on the 16th of December. They said that he was brandishing an axe. He threw himself at two policemen to stop the fury of the man, a 32-year-old Nigerian. A police inspector shot him in the legs. It is 3:30 a.m. on Monday when the switchboard of the Padova police station receives a phone call from a young man alarmed by a sorry scene. In the dark of night, he has a man wearing two heavy jackets in front of him, brandishing an axe and ranting incomprehensible things. That means that this guy is no longer normal. He has gone mental. He's no longer himself. So that's why when people go mental, the authorities should take care of that person and either treat him, or since they say that he doesn't qualify to live in Italy, you know, since they did not give him document, they should find the solution for that. I remember this kind of incident happened in Germany. A Syrian migrant who was not permitted to live in that country. He succeeded in killing a police officer before action was taken. You know, it is always, most times, coming from people who have been denied document. It leads to frustration, and they can do anything, you know, in this aspect, because some of them are no longer being controlled by a normal brain. They becomes whack. Now, since tasers and chili peppers had not been enough to stop the crazy 32-year-old illegal, the policemen who intervened had to shoot him in the legs to stop him in Padova. A Nigerian armed with an axe went around the streets of the city, threatening and terrorizing people. Another episode of violence today, of which the colleagues of the Padua flying squad could have been victims, attacked by a rowdy man with an axe. Yet another event that reveals the growing and unscrupulous brutality against uniformed personnel, which has highlighted, first of all, the professionalism of the operators who have tried every way to fulfill their duty with extraordinary coolness. So this is the news. Now, the African is in hospital, arrested on charges of attempted double murder. Godwin Dikene Azano. Godwin Dikaneme Azenebo, the indomitable 32-year-old Nigerian from Via Trieste. That is the name of this guy. Godwin Dikaneme Azenabo. That's his name. Let me play you the video so you hear, for those who speaks Italy or hear or understand the Italian language. This is the video.
Prima delle 4 è giunta alla sala operativa la segnalazione di un passante che appunto indicava una persona con una grossa accetta in mano in uno stato così di agitazione.
Mancano pochi minuti alle 4, siamo nel cuore della notte quando un passante chiama il 113. In via Trieste un uomo sta brandendo un'ascia, l'intervento è immediato. 4 volanti arrivano sul posto e dopo pochi istanti si chiedono i rinforzi di carabinieri e polizia locale. Per quasi un'ora i poliziotti provano a calmare lo straniero, vano l'uso dello spray, il peperoncino e anche del taser. La situazione precipita.
Quasi dopo oltre un'ora di situazione, di mediazione, poco dopo le 5, l'uomo ha fatto uno scatto prima verso un agente era a distanza di 5 metri, che si è riparato dietro l'auto di servizio. Gli altri agenti, i colleghi, sono intervenuti cercando di richiamare l'attenzione, quindi a quel punto, sempre impugnando l'ascia, si è diretto verso un altro poliziotto che era ad una distanza di circa 10 metri. Benché gli avesse intimato più volte l'alt, il collega è stato costretto a dover utilizzare l'arma d'ordinanza.
Spari alle gambe, dal ginocchio in giù, lo ripete il questore di Padova. Solo un colpo ferisce la tibia della gamba destra lo straniero, che sarà identificato come un cittadino nigeriano che per 3 volte, nonostante fosse stato colpito, ha tentato di alzarsi minaccioso. Soccorso, l'uomo è stato trasportato in ospedale, dove gli è stata riscontrata una frattura causata dallo sparo.
Sicuramente una situazione non facile da gestire, la capacità, ripeto, anche la gradualità dei vari interventi fino appunto a questo epilogo, dove gli agenti hanno operato per salvaguardare sia l'incolumità di quanti sono dovuti intervenire su questo scenario e anche salvaguardare la stessa, ripeto, salute, la stessa incolumità di questo giovane cittadino, per l'appunto di nazionalità nigeriana.
Minuziosa l'analisi compiuta dalla polizia scientifica nell'area, che è posto sotto sequestro l'angolo tra via Trieste e via Nancy per buona parte della mattinata. 32 anni, irregolare, richiedente asilo con rigetto dell'istanza, già denunciato per resistenza, violenza e minaccia. Il nigeriano, a cui gli agenti hanno sequestrato anche 2 coltelli, adesso piantonato in ospedale in stato di arresto con l'accusa di duplice tentato omicidio.
Una persona problematica, con problemi, per cui stiamo ricostruendo anche la sua storia. Era già qui in Italia da alcuni anni, si è mosso in Veneto, tra Padova e Venezia, probabilmente persona, ripeto, tra virgolette, con problematiche di salute mai affrontate fino a questa notte.
Okay, guys, so that is about this Nigerian guy who was arrested in the city of Padova. Let me know what you guys think about it. I think when people go crazy like this, they should be removed from the street, because it was a very open danger to everybody. Seems that the guy has, gone mental. He was no longer himself. Maybe out of frustration or any other thing. I don't know. But I just hope he gets better. Because sometimes the kind of injection that people receive, we make them become dumo, like become inactive. You just see a man who is now weak. He just like that, because with this kind of action he took, I don't think that they are going to allow him to, keep being agile. They may give him medicine to calm down, and you know what that leads to. The person will become mumu. That's what it does. Okay, guys, so let me know what your thoughts are. And then before we go, if you want to send money to Nigeria, don't forget to use TapTapSend with my promo code to get the bonuses following it accordingly. Just use my promo code, and your very first transaction is also completely free. The bonuses has tripled since it is Christmas period. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Please share this to others too. Thank you.